Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of High Energy Girl. And today's guest is Marcia Friesen, who is one of our clients. And Marcia has lost 17 pounds on the ketogenic diet with intermittent fasting, and she is on her way to aging stronger and healthier instead of sicker and weaker. With a medical background in nursing and studying a little bit of nutrition, Marcia has applied everything she's learned with her background and the techniques we taught her in the Empower You transformation process and achieved amazing results. So let's go and say hello to Marcia. Hey everyone, welcome to High Energy Girl, a podcast helping women to age stronger because it is never too late to get fit, be strong, and feel sexy. I'm your host, Tracy Gluhite, health coach and personal trainer and founder of highenergygirl.com. Each week, we will either have a guest interview, which will provide you encouragement or an actionable tip to help you age stronger, or I will do a solo episode. Please also join our awesome Facebook group called High Energy Girls, and I'm looking forward to see you on the inside of that group and hope you enjoy today's show. Hey everyone, this is Tracy, and I have a special announcement. In order for me to help more women age stronger, I have created a 90-day one-on-one coaching program. And the goal here is to teach women over 50 how to age stronger while burning fat and boosting energy without going hungry or living in the gym. If you'd like more information, please hit me up at tracy@highenergygirl.com or friend me on Facebook and send me a message. I have a goal of transforming 1,000 women in the next year, and I hope you are one of them. Hey, Marcia, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Hey, Tracy, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
So for the listeners that don't know you, why don't you just fill us in a little bit about yourself?
Okay, sure. Well, I'm a registered nurse by background. I've had a wonderful career, primarily focused in hospital administration. And about 15 years ago, I started my own company and doing consulting work with hospitals and physicians all over the world to maximize, optimize their services and really bring higher quality of care to patients. And it's been fascinating. I retired just a few months ago, actually. And I took a look at the next 20 years and really focused on what do I want out of life for the next, well, actually 40 years. And what does that look like for me? And health, I've always been into health and wellness, but I really wanted to dig deeper and learn more. I took a brief nutritional course, and it just really sparked my interest in learning more about how I can live long and vital and have a lot of energy and be around for my family. So that's what got me interested in all of this. And so, yeah, my healthcare background and my personal interest has really led me on this journey.
Cool. I love the fact that you have a medical background, because nutrition is something that people with a medical background usually don't study. Would you agree?
Right. That's right. That's right. Especially physicians. And when I moved to Chicago about 7 years ago, when I was selecting my primary care physician, holistic was really important to me, and integrative medicine. And I found a wonderful practitioner that believed in the holistic approach as well. And so I think you're right. We just don't get the education we need from the healthcare training that we receive.
Mm-hmm. And so have you heard of the nurses study? I think it was Walter Willett that did it. It's like the longest healthcare type study that has ever happened.
And I don't think so. No, tell me about it.
That would be interesting for you, I think, because is that your fur baby?
That's my poor baby. I'm so sorry.
Oh gosh, don't even worry about it. I have two. So,
Me too.
but it would be something that you might find really fascinating because it's the longest health study that they've ever done. And, but it's by Walter Willett. I want to say it's somewhere in the East Coast, maybe Boston or something where it
Okay.
initiated. but you might find that fascinating. So knowing what you now know, because you studied a little bit of nutrition, what
Yes.
do you think could help improve our healthcare system?
Well, food is so important. I mean, it is the medicine, um, it's just so important what we put in our bodies. And, the body is an amazing organism. It can regenerate itself, it can heal itself, it can do so many amazing things. And so it's really been fascinating to learn what foods are specific for my body. And it's so different for everybody, I think. And just learning how to find out what is good for and right for your own particular body is really important. I had some diverticulitis about a year ago now, and it really was an eye opener for me to really pay more attention. I was a pretty good healthy eater at that point, but to really even um, tone that up again and really focus in on you know, what foods are really going to be healthy to my gut and the importance of gut health, especially with immunity. And now with COVID and, strengthening our immune systems is just so important to help with that pandemic. So I think just learning more about that was really, really beneficial.
So what foods do you find make you feel good?
Oh, the bone broth is amazing. It's so healing to my gut. And I think just pure food, real food, not food that's packaged or comes in a box, but as close to nature as possible. And fruits and vegetables. And I'm eating more vegetables. I could do a little bit better on that front, but just really paying attention to purchasing good quality proteins that, eggs that are not, that are pasture, the chickens are out in the pasture and not cooped up, and chicken that doesn't have hormones injected into it. I mean, some of the sizes of those chicken breasts in the grocery store were just like a turkey. And I'm like, this can't be right. I grew up on a farm. We had chickens when I was real young. And I'm like, this can't be right. And so learning more about that and how those antibiotics transfer into our bodies and the impact of that has really been informative for me. So,
Oh, cool. And so you became a client of
yeah.
ours maybe what, 4 or 5 months ago?
Yes, I heard you on a podcast. I'm not sure how that podcast came across, but I'm so grateful. And you, at the very end, you said you wanted to transform the lives of, I think it was, what, 10,000, 100,000 women? Was that
Uh-huh.
right?
100,000, yeah.
100,000. And I thought, I need to be one of those 100,000. It just felt right. I know it was just the right time for me. And I was really grateful that I could go through the experience with you, Tracy.
Aw, you've been a joy, such
Thanks.
as soaking it up. But let's talk about how, you came to us without a lot of weight to lose. Like you were
Right.
already in really good shape. So why don't you kind of talk about how this was a little different and what the results were that you had?
Yeah, it was a little different. And you're right. I did have quite a bit of knowledge, and my goal was 10 to 15 pounds would be great. I actually lost 17, and I feel like I'm still, on that journey. And I just am comfortable with wherever my weight settles in. It's fine. It's really fine. It's more about, and what you have helped me realize as well, it's more about how you feel. And I feel just amazing. I wanted to really get off of my hormones if I could, because I'm like, I was at a point where I was reevaluating all the vitamins I was taking, hormones, and what do I really need to be healthy going forward. And so I quit taking all my hormones, and I feel really good. Um, I can do a plank for almost 3 minutes. I mean, I really feel good, and I really feel strong. I have a lot more energy. And so that was, and my main purpose too was my mom passed away at 45 from cancer. My dad passed away in his 80s, but he had diabetes develop when he was in his 60s, which I'm in. And I'm like, And then he had heart disease. He had a quadruple bypass. And so I'm like, I don't want to go down that path. And I know genetics has something to do with your forecast of life, but I thought, no, there's a lot I can do to change that projection. And so I said, what can I do to, minimize my risk of those diseases? And inflammation is huge on all of those.
Yeah.
And so my doctor and I have had a lot of discussions around inflammation, and she's really good about drawing my blood work to look at those metrics and keep those low, and they've been low. So I just want to do what I can, and I believe that's through food and lifestyle and reducing stress and meditation and all of those components that you've taught me. And I feel like I had a basic understanding, but I feel like through your program, I was really able to take it to a whole nother level, Tracy, and incorporate things into my routine that are now just habits for me. So that's what I was looking for. And you held me accountable, which is what I needed, and taught me so many new things. So I just really appreciate how fresh your information is and how you study all the time too. And you bring those learnings to us. And that's just important to me. And it's more than just food. It's a holistic lifestyle. It's all of it. And so I love learning about it and continuing to learn about it. And I'll always be doing that.
That's good. And you got into a size 4.
Yeah, comfortably.
To me, that's like, whoa.
Comfortably. I mean, they're not so tight anymore. It's like, I love that. I love that. Yeah. I can't wait to try on some of my old suits. I should do that one of these days.
Oh, yeah, that's fun. You still have them all. That's
Yeah, some of my old business suits. Yep.
So what are some habits? You alluded to habits. Like what kind of habits have you adopted to support
Mhm.
your, I always call it aging stronger and healthier,
Yes.
but what habits have you incorporated?
Yeah, the water in the morning. And I think that's just so important. The hydration and hydrating, your entire body, your organs, everything makes them function better. We're made up of what, 90%, some percent of water. And so I wasn't very good about that. And so that has really become a wonderful habit. The psyllium in the morning has been wonderful for my gut. The lemon water, the nighttime routine. I'm getting better at. I love it though. I sleep better when I do my nighttime routine. Um, and then most of all, the exercise commitment. I'm a great walker, love to golf and be outside, but I wasn't doing well with my weightlifting, my strength training. And I've really gotten better at that. And doing it first thing in the morning is so magical. It just starts my day off really great. And it's just makes a big difference when I get that in. And so I love to check box. I'm a task oriented person. And so I've got it all on my my daily journal, and I journal about things. I've done that for a long time, but I check it off. And it just feels so good at the end of the week to have all the boxes checked. So,
Yeah.
and it's stronger. I can golf better. Trust me.
Are your friends all jealous? Like, look at how far Marcia hit that ball.
Yeah,
Gosh.
exactly. Exactly.
So, but a 3-minute plank, that is amazing. So, what is the nighttime routine you just mentioned?
I like to have the tea at night, and that's really good for relaxing. I love to take a sauna or a whirlpool bath. I really love that with Epsom salts. And the restorative yoga, I have fallen in love with yoga. I just think it's so amazing on what it does for your body and your mind, and how it incorporates meditation into the practice. And so those have been the primary things that I've used to help relax at night. Turning off the TV, all of those things. I started putting my phone downstairs. I used to keep it by my bedside, and I charge it downstairs now, so on the main floor. So those are the main things that have really, really made a difference in my life.
That's good. Get those EMFs out of your space. I mean, people don't realize, and these young people,
Right.
they always have their phones. Like, there's these cool stickers that I got. They're a blue sticker with a like a white X through it that
Yeah.
actually helps protect your body from the EMF. So I have one on my laptop and I have one on my phone, but you can't see it because I have my little pop dot over it.
Uh-huh.
But that's another thing that I just started using
Wow.
to help block that transmission. But that's good that you're not having it in your room anymore.
Yeah, I think it makes a big difference. And those environmental factors are so huge. I can remember my doctor telling my mom this 40 years ago that, hairspray is bad for you to breathe in, and the plastic wrap on your dry cleaning clothes is toxic for you to breathe, and all these different things. And I didn't pay too much attention to it until recently. And there's a lot of toxins out there.
Well, the dry cleaning, it wasn't as much the plastic wrap, but it was the off gassing of the chemicals that they use to clean. But
Mm-hmm.
they have, well, in California at least, they have eliminated that
Wow,
so
that's
that
good.
it's not toxic. But before that was eliminated, then you would want to hang them outside. But did you ever watch that video I made about the healthy home and all the hidden toxins in the
Yes,
house?
yes. There's so many. You have to be so careful. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's an important piece that I'm starting to learn a little bit more about. So
Cool. So what are your goals? What are you going to do next? I mean, you hit a size 4, you got a 3-minute plank. Have you arrived, or are you still continuing to want to take on new challenges and grow?
I want to take on new challenges and grow. I think you always got to be growing, going forward, or you're going to go backwards. So
Mhm.
I'm always about growth and learning, and learning new things. And so, yeah, I want to just, stay healthy, not get injured. And like I said, I love yoga. I love the strength training. And so just maintaining and growing in those areas, I think are going to be my focus over the next several years, and just maintaining and growing.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
That's good. Don't give up your journey. Stay committed because like you said, I mean, I always say if you're not growing, you're dying. So,
Right.
but that is important.
It's so
So,
important. Those cells are changing all the time. So let's help them change in a good way, not a bad way. So,
right.
because they're going one way or another, right?
Absolutely. I mean, renew and divide. So you're either going to have healthy cells at that renewal, or you're going to have sick cells.
Exactly.
So, and then one thing you said about genetics. So have you heard of the science of epigenetics?
Yes, I think it's fascinating, Tracy. I want to dig into more of that this next year and learn more about it, because I'm really, really interested in that. It's fascinating how what you can do can change things dramatically.
Yeah. Bruce Lipton wrote a good book you might want to read about epigenetics. I'll send you over the title. I can't remember offhand.
Okay.
Um, but that is an important thing. Also, have you done your 23andMe, like your total health score?
Yeah, I haven't. I gave that to my husband a couple of years ago for a Christmas present, and he did it. But I have not done it myself yet. Uh-uh.
Yeah, so they have the ancestry one and then they have the health one. It's kind
Yeah,
of funny because like all my life when I was young, I was always running and I wanted to be thin and skinny and I was running all the time, beating my body up trying to get to a certain weight, a certain size,
yeah.
and I couldn't do it, I never achieved what I was after at that time. But the funny thing is, then I switched from running to weightlifting just for injuries. But my 23andMe came back saying I had the anatomy of a power lifter.
Wow. You're
is that
kidding.
is that hilarious?
Now I'm curious. I'm going to have to do it, see what it says.
I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, okay, well there you go. But I had switched from running to lifting
Yeah,
before I knew that. But now I'm like, well, that makes sense. Like.
yeah,
So, but with epigenetics, you are not stuck. Like my mom has Alzheimer's. My dad had a triple bypass when he was 53 and I'm 55.
mm,
So, with the healthy cells that you're creating, you're on your way. You're not gonna have to worry about all that.
No, no.
Plus, you're following a ketogenic lifestyle with intermittent fasting, right?
Mhm. Right.
So that will help avoid all of that inflammation and all that disease.
Yeah, it's really interesting how that fasting works and how your body cells clean up after themselves if you let them.
Mm-hmm.
I found that really fascinating to learn about autophagy. Autophagy, am I saying it
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. I'm doing the 60-hour fast right now,
Are you really? Okay, great.
once a
I felt
month.
I felt so well. I'd like to do that too, Tracy, because I think it just cleans everything up and resets everything. And my physician does it. She does it quarterly, and I think she's 60 hours as well. And I could just never get on board with it until now. I think I've gotten more confidence after being able to do 20, first 16 or 12 and 16 and 18 and then building up to 20. And so, yeah, I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing to do.
But you've done the 60-hour, right?
Yes, one time I did it. Yeah, I want to get it on my calendar for every month.
Yeah, it's about the middle of the month.
Hmm.
So I started last night and then I'll break it sometime on Wednesday. I don't know. I just kind of listen to my body when I break it.
Yeah,
The only bummer is that I tend to not sleep as well.
I
So
agree. I didn't either. The one I did.
it's weird, huh?
I know. I
I don't
know.
I don't know why. But I think I'm gonna double dose my tea this time and see if that doesn't help.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I had to kind of experiment with the magnesium too, because the oral pill form gave me huge GI distress. So I went to the oil and it works fine.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay, that's good. So you do the oil, do you put it on the bottom of your feet or on your tummy?
both.
Okay. Okay. Me too. Um, that's hilarious. But I do the pills too,
Mhm.
because so many people are deficient in magnesium.
Yeah.
So, but if you had GI distress, get magnesium glycinate.
Oh,
That
okay.
that one is not, most people take magnesium citrate because that's what you get at most stores. But if you
Right.
find glycinate, it seems to be easier on your gut.
Okay. I'll look for that. That's a great suggestion.
Yeah,
I know.
many people are magnesium deficient. So we just need to eat more veggies. That's why.
I know. That's true.
So what wisdom would you like, what would you like to leave with and tell the listeners?
It's a journey. It's not a little sprint race. Take your small wins and celebrate those in a positive way, a healthy way, and build on those. That's what I have found is I didn't just do this overnight and implement 20 different strategies. I took pretty much one or two at a time and adopted them and just built on those. And those little steps make huge, huge results. Um, so just stay the course. And if you slip up, just forgive yourself and go on. Don't just throw everything away. So you work hard at it and it's so worth it. It's so worth it. So I always try to look at my life 10 years, 20 years down the road and what's that going to look like? And what
Mm,
can I do today to optimize that vision? And even just carrying around 10 extra pounds, which doesn't sound like much for 20 years, that's hard on your body. So I just take it as a journey and enjoy the journey and celebrate your successes.
awesome. That is right. We want multiple things to celebrate, right?
That's right. So true.
Cool. How did you like yesterday's meditation?
I liked it. I really did. I like the because one of the things when you have a dance to start off to get all that energy going, that was something I had learned at out in Sedona at a retreat I went to out there. They really encouraged that, and so I hadn't done it for a long time, and so it was really refreshing to see that again. And just it's an amazing technique. I just am so grateful to be introduced to the Soma breathing technique. It's amazing. It just
Yeah,
takes you to a whole different level, whole
I
different level.
I know. It's
And like you
amazing.
said, to listen to those answers, they're there. They're there. We just don't take the time to stop and listen. So
Hmm.
very relaxing. I loved it.
Yeah, but that's why they call it a practice, right? So we can listen more and develop that innate connection
Right.
where we sometimes shut it off because we get busy in life and don't just pause.
Exactly. Exactly. And I want to do more of it. I want to try to, even if I could do 20 minutes a day, I think that would be huge. So,
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I do
So,
every morning at 6
you do
a.m.
in the mornings. Okay. Not at night?
No, I
What's the best time to do it? Probably anytime.
it's just up to you. I like to just get it done,
Mm-hmm.
and set my intention for the day
Uh-huh.
and kind of ground and center. And I pick like an angel card and kind of
Yeah.
meditate on that, do my like 10 pages and do my devotionals. And
Uh-huh.
I have like an hour morning routine before I go to the gym.
I love that. It takes me about an hour too, because I have three different devotionals I like to do. And it's wonderful though. What a great way to start the day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Well, hey girl, I just want to thank you so much for coming on the show. You have been such a delight, and I look forward to seeing you every time we have like our little meetings. And I'm really proud of you because I think you're setting an example for all the women around you that can see how amazing you can be. I mean, a 3-minute plank, that is impressive.
Well, and you gave me all the tools to be successful. That's what made it so easy. I was really afraid of that cleanse for the first 4 days. I wasn't hungry at all, Tracy. So that just set the stage for success. So I thank you very, very much for all the tools and information that you share and support that you give me, because that's really been a real huge part of all of this. So thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much for listening, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the show and feel inspired by Marcia, who, by the way, I think we forgot to mention, is 60 years old. So we believe you are not too old and it's never too late to change the trajectory of your life. Please share this episode with somebody who needs hope so that they can realize that nothing's impossible to a willing mind. All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day. This podcast contains the opinion and thoughts of its host and guests. It is intended to provide helpful and informative material on the subjects covered. All statements made on the podcast have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. If the listener requires professional assistance or advice, please contact your personal medical doctor. Both host and guest specifically disclaim any responsibility for any liability, loss, or risk, personal or otherwise, which is incurred as a consequence directly or indirectly of the use and application of any of the contents of these episodes. Like I said, this is my opinion and I could be wrong.